Hey guys, thanks again for all the tips and information you provided about the mountain lion attacks last week. Things have been better. We haven't had any updates. We haven't had any sightings or any more trouble, but we're still staying cautious. And that included cutting down a bunch of grass. Going to show you what Bryan did earlier today. And then we're going to be moving on back to the barn shed build, finishing up the siding on the upper half. And it looks like we're ready for our second inspection. Well, that's a good job done to kind of trim some of the grass around the house.
And all along the driveway.
Oh, cool.
I cut down a bunch of the thistle.
Oh, good. So we upgraded on, it's in lieu of buying a brush hog.
Yeah.
We're taking advantage of what we already have with a
$15 steel blade.
So you guys check this out. This is what we opted for not just brush hogging, but also cutting grass.
The other one we had little swivel arms on it. They were mostly plastic with a little rim of metal. This sucker's solid.
Yeah. So for us, for our purposes, we want something that can cut grass and trim saplings. Yeah. And this is really, really good because we get those aspens.
Yep.
So.
Looks like a charm.
And that took you less than an hour to do all that swath around the house and around the rock wall and everything.
Yeah,
so.
For sure.
The other project for today is getting more of the siding done.
Yeah, two sheets left to do.
Yeah.
And then I can put some of the trim that I bought up.
Cool.
So.
So yeah, it's a little bit of a different animal siding the barn on the second story. The siding on the bottom is pretty easy, but getting the siding on the top is a little risky. So kind of a two-person job. All right, so the building inspector's here today to go over Bryan's nailing pattern. So let's go check in with Bryan to see what he had to say. Okay, so what did the inspector have to say?
Ding, ding, ding.
That's a thumbs up.
Good to go.
So
now we can start. We have to get some new underlayment. I had got some, but it has to say high temperature, so I have to find that somewhere.
and this is the underlayment for the roof.
Right.
High temperature because it's a metal roof that we're planning on.
So this, when the sun heats it up, it gets super hot, I guess.
Okay. So, but otherwise, he's just inspecting the sheathing and then
the framing.
The framing and the nailing pattern today. So that's got a green light, and so cleared for the next step to put the underlayment on. But I guess you have to return what you bought.
I do, yeah. It's pretty sad. Or I need to find somewhere on it that says high temperature, because it's not like in big bold letters.
Yeah. So unless we can pull it up online or find explicitly where it says high temperature, then
It's Owens Corning Pro Armor, but it says it's okay for our metal roofs, but I don't know.
Yeah.
So
anyhow, so that's that, and then the rest of what today's going to be is
I can do my finish trim on there.
The
Just the
soffit stuff.
yeah.
Okay.
Well, just the particles on the outside.
Oh.
I don't have the tongue and groove for the underside of it. So that will be later.
All right. And then let's see. I was going to look at the damage on the tractor here. I wanted to check out. I noticed you were looking at the damage on the tractor from that OSB falling down. Kind of caused a little bit of a divot on your handle here.
I know. Better the handle, I guess, than the...
Yeah, at least you didn't dent your fender, but it's got a little bit of character now to it. I guess you lucked out on everything else.
Can't grab it.
You were saying the reason why it was a little bit more tippy when you were putting up that OSB.
Yeah, I never latched the forks on.
Oh, okay.
It was pivoting on the upper part.
So it was a little bit more wiggly than normal, than you were used to.
More wiggly.
A lot more wiggly than you were used to.
So,
okay.
yeah, because it just came when the hydraulics, weakened without the tractor on. The loader dropped down and it popped right off.
Oops.
So.
Well, at least you have some quick reflexes.
Yeah, for sure.
And you didn't really damage the buttons on your tractor.
No. The one sheet had popped this off, but it's not broken. I asked him about more bracing. He said, well, it certainly wouldn't hurt.
So, because people were asking about check with your inspector to see what he has to say as far as the bracing goes. So, Guy said...
I said, do you think I should put more bracing? He goes, well, it won't hurt. The more the better.
It won't hurt. But you're good to go by the way it is.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So
it's funny.
But,
so much.
I could add 8 more. I could put one, on it. I could put one pretty much everywhere. On every roof truss. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 more on each one, or 5. 5 more on each side. I got plenty of screws. I bought the big box, so.
Oh, okay.
5, 10, yeah. That'd be 20 more screws.
Well, that's a wrap on the siding. The upper siding, the dangerous part. I gotta watch those boards and the breeze. So.
Yeah, I'm losing it. It's 2 days in a row now.
So we got the green light from our inspector, although he had one question for us, which might also be a question you guys are having right now.
Why the OSB?
Why we got OSB on here? So Bryan had thought of a little bit of a money-saving idea.
We have some leftover corrugated metal from the house, and those sheets of siding are like $120 a piece. So
on this wall, you end up wasting a lot of the siding. So Bryan's idea, bring it,
put the metal on,
give it a little bit of waterproofing and a little even more of a rustic look to
flair to it.
Yeah, a little bit of style. So
I mean, if you're gonna make a barn, make a nice one. It's better resale value on your house.
Yeah. So the front of it with these small strips is going to be the corrugated metal.
Right.
So that'll be fun. And then we're about ready to move on to the roofing.
Yeah. All right. Making some progress.
All right, guys, we'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning in.
Bye-bye.